stop toxicity in its tracks. Happy National New Jersey Day, and it's Grateful Monday.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello and welcome to a Monday. It is a brand new week. It is July 27th, 2020. Day 290. I've got to get on Ellen 2 more days until the big speech. Woo! Getting close. Getting close. Been doing some practicing. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to work out. Today is Grateful Monday. You know, the day that I share some entries from my own personal gratitude journal just to show you how easy and simple it can be. This week, some of the things I've been grateful for. I did a practice speech in front of some friends on Wednesday. Got some good feedback for that practice speech. I got some good criticism and some tips to maybe improve upon. My gardenias coming back. Got a second bloom coming through. I've got about 5 out there now blossoming. Beautiful. Watched the Phillies game at my friend Joe and Cheryl's the other night. Well, I wouldn't say we watched the Phillies game. We were sitting in their little outside area, and the game was on, and we were chatting. But same thing, right? Same thing. They lost. Wasn't a big deal. Went crabbing on Saturday. And since we were crabbing, we were out of the boat. Got to go out on the boat. Love going out on the boat. We had a really, really nice weekend. But unfortunately for us, while we were out crabbing, and we did very well, by the way. We caught quite a bit of crabs. And I still have some leftovers to eat. Very yummy. Rocco makes a mean crab. I gotta say so. But we got eaten alive by the flies when we were out crabbing. Oh, my goodness. They were just feasting on us. In fact, Joe got one bite so bad his whole foot swelled up. He's having a little bit of trouble walking. Feels very stiff, he says. I've got a couple of welts that are just ginormous. And we were like spraying the bug spray, and they're just laughing at us. They're like, bring it on. Give us more. We love it. Just giving us more energy. The only solace that we had in the whole fly feast is that those flies are very slow. So we killed most of them. We had way more dead flies in the bottom of the boat by the time we got back than we did crabs, for sure. And my friend Dana, she was just on a mission. She's like, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to kill you, and come over here, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, they're nasty. Got some really nasty bites, and they're kind of everywhere. It's funny because, you know, Dana and Rocco own the boat. They go out pretty often, I'm sure, way more often than I do. So they're out there, and they're kind of covered. They've got, like, pants on, or at least, you know, like down to their knees. They got like long sleeves on, and I'm like, what are they doing? We're out in the boat. It's hot. I got my bathing suit on. I'm like, this is great. Yeah. Guess who's laughing now? Bites everywhere, all over my back, all over my arms, mostly my feet and my legs. But man, oh man, did they have a nice feast on us. Happy National New Jersey Day. That's right. People just bash New Jersey, especially people that live here. Being that I did not grow up in New Jersey, I grew up across the river in Pennsylvania. I love New Jersey. Do I love all the taxes and all the corruption? And no, of course not. But I got to tell you, Life here is pretty good. It just doesn't suck. Love where I live. I love being by the beach. I love the fact that we're in the Northeast and we're an hour from Philly and an hour and change from New York. We can go anywhere. We've got the beaches. We've got the mountains. We've got the taxes. Oh, I said that already, didn't I? Yeah, there's a lot of things to love about New Jersey. Pork roll. Yeah. The diner capital of the world. Yes. Lots of great things about New Jersey. Frank Sinatra. Right from Hoboken, New Jersey. Oh, did you hear about Regis? So sad. Such a fan of Regis. And we just saw him doing that commercial with Jimmy Kimmel for the new version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He didn't look sick. He looked good. I'm not sure what happened. But now they're showing all of these retrospectives of his life. And, you forget, because he's been kind of out of the limelight for the last couple of years, how funny he was. My gosh. Just that way that he talked. Regis says. He always talked about himself in the third person. They're going to do a special on Live with Kelly and Ryan today. I don't think that Kelly kept in touch with him after he left the show. So I'm sure, though, that she will have plenty to say on this subject. And just very sad, very sad. And then also passing away this weekend, Olivia de Havilland. Did I say that right? From Gone with the Wind. She played Melanie in Gone with the Wind. If you're not familiar, that's Ashley's wife. Oh, Ashley. Oh, Ashley. So she was 104. Can't really complain about that one, right? Nice long life. So some sad news there over the weekend. Some good news, if you're a fan. Don't know if I'll be checking it out, but the Muppets back. That's right, brand new Muppets episodes on Disney Plus starting on Friday. Do you have Disney Plus? We got Disney Plus almost right away. Had to get Disney Plus. I saw a commercial on regular TV advertising Disney Plus. My favorite movie is The Greatest Showman. And I did get the DVD for Christmas this year, but then we have to hook up the DVD player, and it's not in HD, and I'm glad I have it, don't get me wrong, but what I've been hoping to do is to get it on DVR so that I can just pull it up whenever I want. Disney was advertising the fact that they have The Greatest Showman. I'm like, oh, cool. Go to Disney Plus, pull it up. Don't see The Greatest Showman? Do a search. Don't see The Greatest Showman? I asked the Google, when is The Greatest Showman going to be on Disney Plus? August 14th. Well, then why are we advertising it now, Disney Plus? Okay? That is not now. That is August 14th. That's more than 2 weeks away. But what I wonder is, once Disney Plus gets a movie, will they have it forever or for just a short time? Kind of like Netflix has, movies and series for a while, then they take it off. I don't know if it's the same with Disney Plus. Most of the movies they show, they own. I don't think they own this one. Maybe they do, and I just don't realize it. Because Disney Plus couldn't show a lot of the movies that they owned previously, that they own, because they had previous deals with other people distributors, that's the word I'm looking for, with other distributors. For example, Beauty and the Beast, the live-action Beauty and the Beast, will not be available, the last I read, until October, because they had all kinds of distribution deals with other companies, and they didn't technically own the rights to it especially exclusively. So I know that I had read in the past that Beauty and the Beast is going to be available in October on Disney Plus. So I'm just wondering if they're going to take them off at some point. I still want to get The Greatest Showman on DVR so that I don't have to worry about this. I can just have it and pull it up whenever I want. But it hasn't been available for free in years. It's kind of crazy. It's like, we know we've got a good movie, so we're not going to show it to anyone for free. Yeah, selfish. Just selfish. The topic for the day is, since we went crabbing this weekend, we don't eat much crab. We are terrible crabbers. In fact, when we went out crabbing on the boat, our friend said, well, if we don't get any crabs today, we know whose fault it is. So, and then, you catch a billion crabs, and a lot of them are too small to keep. So every time I caught crabs, which took a while, we got there, my friend Dana, within a minute, she's like, I got one. I'm like, gosh. So I kept not getting anything. And when I would get them, Rocco would be like, yeah, sorry, gotta throw it back. And I'm just like, you are so mean. He's like, catch bigger crabs. Thank you, Rocco. I appreciate the advice. So we wanted to know, do you prefer crabs or do you prefer lobster? Now, I prefer lobster. To me, it's tastier. I like dipping it in the butter. It's a lot easier to eat. And I'm talking about the tail. I don't typically eat the other parts of the lobster. I just eat the tail. And that's enough for me. Now, with a crab, just eating the little claw, not enough. You got to keep going. And I'm getting better at figuring out how to eat them and get the most of the meat. But, man, they are a lot of work. Friends of mine, when I lived on the island years ago, used to have a gathering once a year, a big crab party. They would invite all the friends and neighbors, and we would all sit around and eat crabs. And her husband used to go around and say, did you get enough crabs? Did you get enough crabs? And she'd be like, Dad, nobody gets enough crabs. You just get tired of eating them. I thought that was pretty accurate. So what would you prefer, crabs or lobster? Katie says no. Guessing she's not a seafood fan. Michael says steak. Another comedian. Just kidding. He says lobster for sure. Karen says both. That's breaking the rules, but whatever. Shar says lobster. Laurie says crabs. Marcy says crab legs. Yeah, the Alaskan king crab legs, or even the snow crab. Mandy throws us all for a loop when she says, I love lobster when I'm in Maine. Once you've had it there, getting it around here is not worth it. Never been to Maine. Now, I don't know if I would want to get a lobster there because I don't want to ruin it for the rest of my life. I don't want to make it so that I only enjoy lobster when I'm in Maine because I don't think I'm going to be in Maine all that often. I don't know. Deb says, I'll take either. I love them both. Megan says it's a hard decision, but lobster crabs are too much work. Although I do miss picking crabs with my mom for fresh crab meat. Lobster tail or Dungeness crabs, either. Snow crab, there you go. Andrew says, depends on who is buying. I'll take cold water lobster, he says. Carol says, definitely both, and what the heck, let's toss in some shrimp as well. Kimberly put a gif of a dancing lobster and then a beach full of dancing lobsters. It's pretty hysterical. But yeah, it looks like it's a pretty even match here. I think that lobster edges out just a tiny bit. So again, I think it's mostly just due to the fact that lobster's just easier to eat, right? Much easier to eat. On to today's blog post. We are still talking about toxicity and how to stop it in its tracks. As we have found out this year, there are times when we have absolutely no control over the path our lives will take. COVID-19 came in like a tornado, and just when we think we are about to get finished rebuilding, here it comes again. We've been banished to our home, some of us starting working from home, while others may have lost their job entirely. We miss our friends and family and have this urgent need to hug. We just want to hug people. It's been a lot. And just when we thought there was a little light at the end of the tunnel, they made it a couple of miles longer. What can we do? That is the real question. The loss of a job can be pretty scary, but the government has taken measures to make that loss easier. That is the good news. We are all still waiting to hear about another stimulus package to see what happens next. Remember when the initial package expired at the end of July, back in March? We're like, wow, that's a long time. They're really taking good care of everything, never imagining we would need another to get us through a while longer. For those who have continued to work through this and had to be in the public during the height of the contagion, it was a scary time. I made my husband sleep in the guest room for 2 months. People have lost loved ones and seen people struggle with this infection. It's been a tough time for sure. Lucky for me, I already worked from home. Life didn't change that much aside from not really leaving the house. I miss my friends. I miss going out to eat. I miss grabbing a few adult beverages at my favorite dive bar where I know I'll run into friends. But we made the best of it. We did what we could do to make life fun while being shut in. Our neighbors, who are usually part-timers, nestled in for the quarantine. We got to socially distance with them for drinks and a meal from time to time. If it weren't for them, we may not have seen or socialized with anyone at all. We all discovered Zoom and started virtual happy hours and playing games with family members. We kept in closer contact with people to make sure everyone was okay. And frankly, because we were a little bored with so much time on our hands. Gave us time to slow down and realize what was really important to us. Gave us a chance to take stock of where we are in our lives and where we want to go. It was a good opportunity to see what was working and what wasn't. And we had the time to figure out what our next steps may be. It also put us back in nature. We all appreciate a nice day a little bit more after being stuck inside for months. The beauty of a sunrise or sunset, filling your yard and home with flowers, creating a haven where you can spend time and enjoy yourself. We also started treating ourselves in ways that we normally wouldn't, such as for us personally, since eating out was no longer an option, we would buy seafood to make ourselves at home. We started experimenting with dishes we never made before. We discovered new favorites and started making them a new normal. We made time for games we didn't normally play. We bought Jenga. We're brushing up on our cornhole skills. I had really started getting into pickleball. Then I sprained my ankle. Even with that, I still can't play yet or do my usual workouts, but it no longer hurts to walk. I'm grateful for that. We have a new appreciation for sports. Baseball is back. Hockey and basketball going to complete their season. We're all hoping and praying that football goes off without a hitch. What else did I do? I discovered Color Street. Are you familiar? Have you ever heard of it? It's nail polish applications. They're stickers. It's real nail polish. And you just stick them on. A little more involved in that, but I have a supplier. A lot of people are getting into it now. They're very cool. I like them a lot. Perfect for when you cannot get to the salon anymore, although that shouldn't be a problem now, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If you are into very fancy nails, I've got some leopard print nails going on right now. I got to tell you, they look fabulous. I love me a little leopard print. Check out Color Street Nails. Find a supplier. The other thing I did that I've never done before, the Pampered Chef party I had, it was fun. I urge you to have a party. You can get free stuff. We are getting a bevy of stuff at some point. I can't wait. I have all these uses in mind. None of it's here yet. So the trick is to find whatever positive you can in these situations because we have little control. That's another plus. We now realize that we never really had control, not to the extent we thought we did. And we can move forward with that important knowledge. We can prepare for a time when we may be forced into a similar situation, be smarter, more prepared. You can't control everything or much that happens in life, but you can control your reactions. putting a positive spin on it will serve you best. Easier said than done. Oh, I know. Keep at it. Keep trying. Keep looking for the light. Oh, it is Monday, my favorite day of the week after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a brand new week full of possibilities and opportunities. So make the most of them and go out and be your badass self. You know I'm cheering you on.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.